Yo, peace to the gods on earth. Reflected light from the melanated mystic Baba G. So I wanted to make this quick video because there's a scene, right, in the movie It Part 2, Chapter 2, where it is showing the Native Americans, right? And in this scene, it's the black man. He was with these Native Americans, and they were called the Holy Men. And he's in the teepee with them, and the Native Americans they give him this root, right? They give him this root, and he starts to hallucinate, right? Look, watch. One sec.
They live outside of Derry, beyond its reach. They moved there many years ago.
Listen.
They're holy men. They're holy of holies.
They're holy of holies.
They took me in.
Said they took me in.
Fed me their sacred material.
They fed me this sacred medicine or something. The sacred
Fed me their sacred material.
material.
I started to
Hold up. What did he say?
Fed me their sacred material.
Something.
I started to react.
All living things must abide.
I started to react, he said, to the medicine, to the drug, the root that he took. And then the Native American, he said, all things must live by the law of the shape that they inhabit.
By the laws of the shape they inhabit.
By the laws of the shape they inhabit. So he starts tripping.
Looking out over the valley, I saw it arrive.
So, and then the black dude, after he took the medicine with the Native Americans in the teepee, he's standing outside after he starts to hallucinate, he starts tripping. And he says, I saw it arrive, right? It is this fucking it's called the Deadlight, and it's these three orbs that come to Earth. One sec.
I knew that one day I would have to make you all see.
So he's showing his friend in this scene, right?
What's up in my drink? That's it's root.
He calls it root. But if you think about it, right, the Native Americans, they did ayahuasca, right? They took ayahuasca, they do DMT. Native Americans were into psychedelics, right? And listen to this part. One sec.
Properties. It's just that my overdose wouldn't shock people. Get me. Why would you do that? To open my eyes. I don't feel real good.
He said, why would you do that? Because he gave the same medicine he did with the Native Americans, he gave it to his friend. And his friend's like, you drugged me? Why would you do that? And the black dude's like, to open my eyes.
I need you to look.
So, and when you do psychedelics, it opens your mind, it opens your awareness. You go into your subconscious and you realize everything is one. You realize you start going into a lucid dream. You start tripping, right? Life is a trip. It's DMT, it's a DMT trip. So, that's why a lot of people get enlightened from drugs. Drugs come from nature. And DMT, ayahuasca, these are things that come from nature. When you get in tune with nature, it is the same effects as doing drugs. Doing drugs in Babylon is gonna fuck you. It's gonna fuck you up, bro. Just don't do drugs, but listen to this. But life is a drug. Food is drugs. Shit. Life is a fucking trip, bro.
No, I don't feel good. I don't really want to.
So listen.
They showed me the past.
He said he showed me the past. And there's when he's showing them, this is what it looks like. The 3 orbs with this hawk, right? Native Americans were very into the hawk. Same with Africa. If you look at Africa, at ancient Kemet, you see the Heru, right? Heru is the falcon god, right? And he battles Set. He battles the darkness. He battles, like, the sun rises and the sun sets. And that's the universe. The universe is the Holy Trinity, is darkness, light, and energy. So, if you haven't seen the first 2 videos that I did off this movie review, is okay. This one is probably the most important video, and I'll make a note to title it that. But anyways, listen to this.
Show me the way it appeared to them.
So it is like, it's a fucking entity. It's from another world, right? And if you think about it, the Native Americans, right? There's stories of Native Americans seeing fucking spaceships and shit. Who knows? I don't know. When you do drugs, when you do psychedelics, you start to see shit. And there's a crazy theory that I have, but won't go into that this video. If you're interested in what it is, DM me, contact me. I will fucking personally let you know this gem that's in my mind, that nobody thinking like this on the planet. This is never heard before knowledge. Like, I'm not talking about the darkness, light, and energy, but how I'm tying all this together, bro, it's never heard before knowledge. Like, and it ties into the original never heard before knowledge by the Messiah, Carbonation TV, Baba G, my chief. So anyways, he's showing his friend, okay, his friend's like, why'd you drug me? And he's like, to open my eyes. And he's like, they showed me what it appeared like to them. So mind you, the movie's called It, and it's about a killer clown from another world. He eats worlds. He's only a clown because that's what the children were scared of. Like, that's how it manifested to these children, right? But when it came to Earth and appeared to the Native Americans, they didn't see it as a clown. They seen it as something totally different. And shit is terrifying as well, but one sec. You gotta watch it. That scene too is crazy. I'll show you actually.
Show me the pain.
No good. I don't realize.
They showed me the past.
That's it coming to. This shit crazy, bro.
Show me the way it appeared to them. Show me the pain. Show me how to stop it.
Shit's wild, bro. Shit is crazy.
Ritual. The ritual of truth. I knew what you see. I knew you would see. I saw the whole fucking thing, Mike. That's how we can. How are we gonna do it? Everybody already said no. With you.
So mind you, Reflection, To me,
This won't work without all of this.
personally, life is like the fucking Pandora's box, bro. That's what this is like, too. This thing right here, this fucking device, this technology, this black screen, this shit is like the Pandora's box. The age of Aquarius, the age of information, bro. You know what you can really do with this? This is magic, bro. This shit is fucking magic. And the fact that we can call somebody across the world and FaceTime them through a black screen, the amount of information that we have on these devices, like 2001, A Space Odyssey, how the black thing came down to the fucking, the primates, the monkeys, and then it skipped to, fucking humans living in outer space. Like, bro, you gotta peep this shit. Like, this shit ain't no fucking, bro, you gotta peep how fucking crazy life is. Like, really, like, and to me, it's like, it's the Pandora's box. Like, and I know that I'm gonna get so lucid, I'm gonna figure it out, and I'm gonna see the Pandora's box. Like, I'm gonna go into some shit, and it's like, but the Pandora's box, bro, it's like forbidden knowledge type deal. It's like, to me, the Pandora's box, knowledge is like the Pandora's box. When you open the Pandora's box, bro, it's fucking like, and I don't think any human can necessarily handle that amount of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can only handle so much knowledge before you can't be in a human body type shit. Because it's like, when I've done psychedelics and drugs to the point where it was like, I couldn't handle it. It was like, what's the word? Another word for too much. I need to get this word. I don't like it when I can't. See, and I can just fucking use this device to look up words, you know what I'm saying? To look up anything. Google, bro. Like, this is the age of Aquarius, bro. We have so much information, and it's dangerous. Too much. Before I even looked it up, I remember what word I was trying to. Overwhelming, right? Yeah, it doesn't even say overwhelming or too much. Excessive, exorbitant, extravagant, extreme, and moderate. Definitely extreme. Going beyond a normal limit. Excessive implies degree. Anyways, when you do drugs, bro, like, I've done drugs to the point where, like, I'm overwhelmed by the trip. Like, I can't handle it. I'm seeing too much. My mind is too open. Like, reality starts to fucking morph and, you know what I'm saying, deteriorate. Like, reality starts to, and to exist within this realm, there's a level of, you know, that's why it's a healthy balance. Like, when you know this knowledge, it's like, you know that nothing is real. You know it's all an illusion. But you still are here and you want to experience the illusion, or else, see, separation is an illusion. But if things didn't appear as separate, there would be nothing. Life is an illusion. But if there wasn't an illusion of existence, of being here, you would be nothing. And that can't be. Like, that's terrifying in itself, that you're nothing pretending to be something. But, bro, imagine being nothing. Imagine being nothing. Like, you can't even think about being nothing. You have to be something. So the knowledge, bro, it's a Pandora's box that you don't want to open, but it's already been opened type shit. It's like the Pandora's box is something that's been opened that you're trying to close. Like, you're trying to close the Pandora's box pretty much. And like, you can't close it, bro. It's like, once you fucking go down a rabbit hole, bro, there's no going back. And the moment you think that you know, the moment that you think it's like, oh, I'm just not going to go any deeper, it's like, no, you're already fucking falling through that shit. There's nothing you can grab onto. You can't go back up and it just, oh, it's a sunny, nice day. Like, you can, but it's like, it's crazy, bro. It's like, you jumped into this shit. Like, there's no jumping now. You know what I'm saying? You're here. Like, you're literally here. And the thing is, right, when you're a child, you don't know you exist. And to enter the kingdom of heaven is to become like a child again. Is to become empty and open-minded. Is literally to go back into your imagination. But as a child, right, the reason what we're here to do is to bring heaven to earth, right? And it starts with the child, because we are Satan. We are the ones that put evil into children's minds. We're the ones that put our children in these schools. We're the ones that give our children the forbidden fruit. You know what I'm saying? We tell our children this is good, this is bad. But we have to be aware of what we are. They're going to do what we do. We got to know who we are. But we got to be Satan, because it's like, this is good, this is bad, but I'm going to give you the option to do the bad thing by even bringing it up. That's when the tree of life comes in. That's when the serpent, you realize the serpent, Satan, or the devil, is God in disguise. And it's all a game that you're playing with yourself. You're God and the devil. Knowing this, you realize, right? The serpent in the Garden of Eden is God. Because if you think about it, we already know there's no creation and there's no creator. God did not create anything. God is not the creator, or else if he was, who created God? There's no creation, because God, we already went through this. I'm not even go there. Anyway, we're not even go there. But I'm break down really quick the tree of life. God has to be the devil, because imagine, right? Just think logically. You're God. You make the earth, right? You make the people on the earth. You make Adam. You make his companion Eve. You make the trees. You make the fruit. You make the Garden of Eden. You make paradise. You make heaven. Okay? You cannot tell me that if God is all-knowing, you cannot tell me that he just, oh, slipped up. I made a mistake. Right? I slipped up, made a mistake. Fucking, I put the Garden of Eden here. But I'm going to put a tree right here with the forbidden fruit on it. And I'm just going to put it there just to test them, just to test my creation. And I'm going to see if Eve will take some fruit from the forbidden tree, right? And then the snake, the serpent, comes in to tempt Eve. And the serpent says, Eve, take a bite of this forbidden fruit. And she said, no, God told me we'll die if we eat this. He said, you will not die. Your eyes will be open and you will see it like as you will see as God. First of all, God was just fucking taking a nap? God sees everything. So you're telling me that God was just taking a break? What was he on vacation? You're telling me God was just over here snoozing? He wasn't watching? He had nothing to do with it? It wasn't God's fault? Oh, God is all perfect. God is all love. Yet, that is true though. Yet, Isaiah 45:7, right? Let's pull up Isaiah 45:7. Pull up Isaiah 45:7. I form the light. This is God talking. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. So there's your answer. Isaiah 45:7. Don't debate me on it. Like it says it in your Bible. So you're telling me, right, that all loving God just either didn't see, he was fucking playing over here in this universe while he wasn't watching this creation. He knew that Eve was going to eat the forbidden fruit. He knew that Adam was going to find out, and he knew that Adam and Eve were going to curse humanity, but it's all part of the game, you know. And then Jesus, right, came down to die for our sins so we could have so we can enter the kingdom of heaven. Yet people keep sinning. Like, it's fucking funny. It's a big God game. And Jesus is God, so God came down just to die, just to go back to heaven, just to keep watching people sin, right? Bro, like, wake the fuck up. So you telling me God didn't know that the serpent was gonna be coming and tempt Eve? Like, bro, God is the serpent, bro. That's what I'm getting to. God is all good, but he's all bad too. He's an evil motherfucker too, but in a sense, he's not, because it all goes back to love, to understanding, to good. Like, it's your perception. The devil is really good, bro. You have to look at things in the right way. Like, the serpent in the Garden of Eden, bro, he told Eve that you will see and be like God. And God, so they were living in everlasting paradise, whatever. They fell because God, first of all, Adam is God, Eve is God, the serpent is God, God is God. They're all the same. They're all the same, bro. God is not separate from anything. God breathed his self into Adam to experience life. So that means God also made a version of himself to experience death, to experience what it would be like to to know that, okay, I got an expiration date, I got cursed, okay, boom, died. To experience pain. You signed up for this. You are God. And you signed up for eternal life, for being God forever and ever and ever, to be one with God, to return to the knowing that you are God, and to also to experience forgetting that you are God, and also to experience peace and happiness and love, and to also experience death, to experience pain and suffering and sadness. Bro, you are here to experience it all. To get the most experience, to have more love. You're gonna go through getting crucified. You're gonna get going through other people not knowing they God. You're gonna go through seeing people die. You're going through everything, bro. And that's going to make you appreciate who you are and your so-called creation, but there's no creation. Just to love yourself, bro. And you're here to figure that out and find that out and be like, and to gain that experience of pain and suffering and getting crucified and death and rebirth of one's consciousness, to fucking be infinite forever, to have have immortality, to be an infinite, to feel infinite love, infinite bliss, infinite happiness. These are things you will feel, but you're also gonna have that side of you that can experience the bad shit. And it's the Kundalini, it's up and down. And what is the Kundalini but the serpent? What is the Bible? The Helios Biblos, the sun book, is the serpent. It is what it is, bruh. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. There's the lower self of the serpent that crawls on his belly and eats dirt. And then there's the higher self of the serpent. They have motherfucking wings up in this bitch and flies up in heaven and looks over everything else. You're like, oh, that's my lower self. Down there suffering. I can go join him, feel that pain, only to be like, this ain't where it's at. I'm gonna come back up here. That's what you gotta do. But as God, there's going to be a version of yourself, that your higher self, that's like, stop, you're in hell, come back to heaven, and you're gonna go back to heaven and be one with your higher self. And then you're gonna see your lower self, your past self, and you're gonna wanna help your past self. Other than that, bro, I just farted, that shit stank. I love myself. Peace to the guys.